Now before this video starts, I do want to tell you the timestamps for certain parts of this video that you may already know how to do. Here are the timestamps on screen, and if you want to go to a specific section of the video, those are the timestamps. Just skip forward to said timestamp and you'll be able to watch from there. Right, let's get on with the proper tutorial now. Everyone, welcome back to the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Now, if you watched the review video I made on this particular aircraft up here in the top left corner, you would know that I was planning on making a tutorial video on how to start the engines, import flight plans, and hell, even use the autopilot to get it to follow your flight plan. And so that is what that's what you're watching today. You're watching the tutorial on how to do that. And it all starts here on the main menu. We are in Flight Sim 2024, and from what I know, there is no way to import flight plans into this aircraft manually, as in via the systems and stuff. But there is one way that I do know how to do it. We're going to go over to the EFB here, and we're going to have this ready to use. Now, I am on a console, I just have a mouse connected, by the way. So we're going to find London Gatwick, wherever that is. Here it is. London Gatwick and London Heathrow. And you will see that part of our route has been put into the flight plan, or the EFB, down here. Now, we're going to go on Jet Airways and click Find Route. This will, in turn, then find us a whole route. And then, to get it into the world map, we're going to press Send to ATC and Avionics, or just send to Avionics. I just do both. And as you can see, there's our route. Do the same thing as before. Find route, Jet Airways, stuff like that. It finds the route. Send to ATC and Avionics. Close that out. And now we've got our full flight plan, which, if you do check, SimBrief should look something similar to this. At least I believe it should look something similar to this. So yeah. Now we're going to spawn in, and that's all you have to do for the flight plan. Once you've done that, the flight plan will be automatically imported into any aircraft of your choosing. We are going to turn on the DC power and put that to battery. Then we're going to get the co-pilot and we're going to get the instruments to essential AC bus, whatever that is. From there, turn on all of the cross feed valves. That includes these boost pump switches as well, which are above them. Alright, so now we've done that, we now need to get the APU on. So first, we're going to open the door, the GTC door, and if all has gone well, you will be able to start the GTC, which is basically this aircraft's version of an APU. You're going to see this orange start light turn on if you've done everything correctly, and if you go into external view, you should be able to hear the sound of a jet engine, or at least a jet engine noise. That is the APU. There we go, we are now on speed. We're going to turn on the ATM control, and we are now going to open the bleed. From there, to get these systems aligned, all we need to do is turn on the ATM generator. This will bring power to the entire aircraft, and the systems are fully aligned. Then we're going to turn on the bus tie and put it to tide. Now, right, from here, it's very simple to start the engines. These 4 levers, set them all to run. Then, go ahead, go up here, and you should see 4 switches that have engine bleed air as their little tag. Set them all to override. And then you should be able, if everything has gone correctly, be able to start the engines. And there you go. That is everything you need to do in order to start the engines of the Lockheed L-100-30, not AC-130. Actually, I almost forgot to mention that you should also turn on the engine generators after you turn off the APU. So now you've got the engine started, let's actually figure out how to work the autopilot. For starters, mode select switch, change that from heading to nav. Do that on both of them, for the co-pilot and the captain's, the first officer and captain's primary flight displays, or artificial horizons. Then down here, we have this little sensor console that is for the autopilot, and we also have this little console down here as well, which is also for the autopilot. We have a little pilot switch, which is basically the autopilot. It's just an on or off. There's not really much to it. These will change the amount of degrees the aircraft will pitch up or down, and this will hold the altitude that you have climbed to. You cannot set an altitude, you have to climb to the altitude you want to climb to and then flick this switch. To actually get the aircraft to follow the route, all you need to do is set this from gyro pilot to range LOC, and then flick the pilot switch. Now, it doesn't flick when you're on the ground, it will only flick once you are in the air. And for those of you who also don't know how to use the animations for this aircraft, it is as simple as going ahead and clicking on any one of these little tabs here on this little clipboard. So for instance, if I want the engine smoke effects, which you currently don't have, I just click this, and all of a sudden we have engine smoke effects. Or say, for instance, I want to add external fuel tanks. Click that, and we now have external fuel tanks, and it works for every single one of them. In fact, including these, if you click the wording here, it will open every single one of them instead of you having to manually click on every single one of them. Alright, so you have taxied over to your runway, you set the flaps, and you are now ready for takeoff. Basically just fly this aircraft like you would any other plane. Now, if you are wondering how to do ILS and stuff, well, I am unfortunately not the person to tell you about that, because I don't even know if this plane has the ability to do that, although I do believe it does. If you want to learn how to do that, I would recommend finding another tutorial video specifically on how to do that. Right, we have reached takeoff speed. We pull up, we take off, landing gear up, and then we go down here and turn on the autopilot. It might not look as if anything is happening, but because we set our radio beam coupler switch to range lock, in a minute you will see the aircraft begin to turn to follow the flight plan. And as you can see, once we come up to our waypoint, the aircraft will start turning to follow the route that we set. And from there, it will follow this entire route towards our airport. However, I would recommend landing the aircraft manually once you are ready. That is going to do it for my Lockheed C130/L100-30 tutorial. I know it's a very basic tutorial, but it does help that this plane is quite basic when you actually learn the hang of it. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't told you how to load and apparently airdrop crates, unfortunately, I do not know how to do that as of yet. However, when I do learn how to do this, I will be making a separate video completely on that, having fun on that, about having fun with that, and also showing you how to do it. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching today's video. I will see you all in the next one, buddy. Take care.